How are you doing,
Hi.
Nancy?
Good. How are you?
Just terrific, damn it.
Well, it's a pleasure to have some time with you. You're like I don't always get to talk. Well, talent is very talented, but I feel like you're at another level of talent that not many of us get to achieve in a lifetime.
Why, thank you. That's a very, very high compliment. Thank you. Yeah, if your talent is to investigate deaths and understand them, solve them, and prosecute them, yeah, that's a great talent to have, and I'm pleased to have it to be of some use in this world.
Yes, you provide so much closure for many.
One of the worst things in the world is not knowing. I remember a family asked me, their son had burned to death. It was in a house fire. And they asked me, did he suffer? And I talked to my boss. I said, should I just tell them no? He said, why would you lie? You never, ever go back on your word is all you have. It must be truthful at all times. People can, they can accept what is, but the wondering, the waiting, they can't. So I went and told them, yes, he had second degree and third degree burns on his hands. They probably hurt for 3 to 4 minutes. But he died of smoke inhalation. So that happened pretty quickly. So, and they were relieved because they imagined horrible things. So yeah, you get to do strange little things to help people besides catching a murderer and getting justice for a victim.
So here we get to connect for the Death Investigator with Barbara Butcher. So you take us to start with to the Bronx, and you tell us about this family massacre that it's not your typical family massacre you would think take place in one location.
Yeah, it was a very unusual case. First of all, why would someone kill an entire family? And it's the second thing is it was in different locations. Like, why go kill this one, then kill the sister, then go over here to the brother? Why travel around the Bronx killing a family? What could it possibly mean? I mean, the reasons for murder, money, power, revenge. I think money and power often top things. And yeah, this was a particularly difficult case and also very moving. Like when you kill a family, that takes out a section of the world, of what's to come. Do you know what I mean? It's a strange feeling. But yeah, that was a very tough case.
The tough one, I mean, they were all like sad to hear, but the 14-year-old
Mm,
and the way you guys describe and his hand.
yeah, because unfortunately, the forensic findings, like, the ballistics, the bullet holes, they tell a story. And it's my job to hear that story and relate it. And I can tell what a victim was doing when they were shot, depending on those ballistics. If they were going like this or going like this, whatever they were doing, I see it in my head and I don't like that. It's necessary information, but it's so human to know what a little boy was doing when he was shot. Forensics is an incredibly fascinating science, but it also leads us to heartbreaking stories.
How do you do it? Because you've been doing it for over 23 years.
Yeah, I worked with the medical examiner's office in New York City for 23 years. And then after that, after I retired, I did private work for families. Very, very heartbreaking work. I can't do it anymore. Now I am into creation, creating things. I wrote a book. I'm doing this series. Um, I've got other things I want to do. Years ago when I was in training, there was an 8-year-old girl on a table. She had been raped and smothered. And the pathologist doing the case, Dr. Jackie Lee, I said, how can you do this day after day? See this kind of horror and terrifying death. This is awful. She said, Barbara, every day when you leave this place, do something in the realm of beauty, do something creative. Hug a tree, paint a picture, listen to music, love, eat, be in nature, do something to counteract the death, despair, and destruction that you will see every day here. And at first I said, well, that's some hippie trippy stuff. I don't need to do that. I'm very tough. And I am tough. But it didn't help my heart very much. And finally I got a little old house in the country that I could fix up, a dog, two cats, birds and butterflies, trees I could hug. And it did help a lot. So now I try to avoid death by talking about it, by getting it out, by talking it and understanding it and helping other people understand the nature of homicide, the nature of human beings.
You know what, relating it to the statement you just said about talking about death, that's their way of staying away from it. You kind of said a line at the beginning of your episode. One person the dead can speak to is a death investigator.
Yeah, dead men do tell stories. It's just up to me to listen and to hear it and then tell it. I see so much in that person. Um, and it goes beyond forensics. A lot of it is experience, knowing what it takes for a person to wind up in this particular state. So they do tell me a story, and it's just my job to relate it, to talk about who they were in this world and how we got the perpetrators.
In a way, it makes it feel also that you have this sort of power of hearing or feeling
Mm.
spirits.
Spirits. You know, that's an interesting question. Years ago, someone asked me if the morgue was haunted because we had, hundreds of dead bodies there. And the truth is, it's not, because those people died somewhere else. They actually died in another location, the bodies brought here. If there is such a thing as spirits, they're in that location. They're not with the body. There is one person who died at the medical examiner's office, an electrician who was putting up sheetrock and accidentally got electrocuted. So, the secretary came running down and said, Barbara, do you know CPR? I said, sure. I remember vaguely touching the living, but I went up there and tried my best, but he was dead. Um, so yeah, there's a lot of strange things that happen, and I get to tell those stories in this show and show the viewer what it's like to be there with me.
Watching, I mean, the little bit I got to watch definitely makes me feel, and wow, people are going to be enjoying this series. I can't wait to get more. And again, an honor to get to speak to you today.
Thank you so much, Nancy. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Likewise, thank you. Bye-bye.
Stay safe.
Thank you, you too.